Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning, January 4th. I'm actually recording this on Friday, January 3rd. I think my windows out here would tell any super sleuther that I'm not doing this at 5 in the morning. But let's get into it. Obviously, first reading, as always, comes from Daily Reflections from Stephen Covey. This one is a little bit longer, but it's a good one, so I want to take the time to read it. The personality ethic tells me there must be something out there, some new planner or seminar that will help me handle pressures in a more efficient way. But is there a chance that efficiency is not the answer? Is getting more things done in less time going to make a difference? Or will it just increase the pace at which I react to the people and circumstances that seem to control my life? Could there be something I need to see in a deeper, more fundamental way? Some paradigm within myself that affects the way I see my time, my life, and my own nature? So I found this one to be pretty profound for me. And this whole concept of personality ethic versus character ethic. And we talked a little bit about character from yesterday's reading, and today's is about the personality ethic, and that I think you'll see throughout this book that he considers the personality ethic to be shallower than the character ethic, and if we try to work on our personality ethic, it's sort of working on the boundaries of ourselves and not deep inside ourselves. And I think that's what he's saying here, that if you try to work on your personality ethic or the popularity ethic, you'll always be looking for a quick fix, a planner, a book, a seminar, a conference, something to quick fix, something to maybe help you pack more things into your day or get things done quicker. And I think what he's saying here is maybe it's more important to try to get more fundamental and actually do things deeper and maybe focus inside yourself and focus on how you spend your time in your life. Rather than trying to get through it quicker and do things more efficiently, maybe it's time to reevaluate what you spend your time doing and how deeply do you get involved doing it. All right, our second reading is normal, comes from Napoleon Hill's Positive Action Plan. Again, I'll remind you, January is traits of character. So all 31 days are about our character, and the entry for this morning for January 4th is this. Every thought you release becomes a permanent part of your character. Thoughts are things. Every thought you release, good or bad, is a form of energy that can affect those who receive it, for better or worse. More important, your thoughts affect you. You become what you think about most. If you think about success, you condition your mind to seek success, and you attract large portions of it. Conversely, if you think about failure and despair, you'll become miserable and desperate. To keep your mind on a positive track, the moment you begin to experience creeping negativism, make a conscious decision to eliminate negative thoughts and replace them with their positive counterparts. So I found this one to be deeply impactful to me. And I think I struggle with it to this day, but it's mainly the big one for me is thoughts are things and thoughts matter, and thoughts are in my image when I read these things. Thoughts are the thing that your brain soaks in, and if you soak your brain or marinate your brain in positive thoughts and planning and thinking and being successful and kind of positive about where you're going with things, your mind becomes that way. But I think most of us, and certainly the media and TV and the shows and the social media, is so negative. If we spend our time there and spend our time thinking about what we don't have or what we are or what we didn't do, and you soak your brain in that, you eventually pickle your brain, is what I call it. And you get to the point where it's very hard to break out of your negativity. So be very careful about the thoughts you think. And what he suggests here is immediately upon finding yourself thinking about a negative thing, just stop. I wouldn't even do it. If you're in the middle of a negative sentence, just stop talking. Literally, just stop talking. And hopefully it becomes a process of you realizing you're saying something negative before it gets too far into it. Then the next step would be you realize you're about to say something negative and you stop. And then eventually you say, man, I'm thinking a negative thought. I need to stop doing that, to eventually the point where you just sense you're starting to be negative before the thoughts go down that road. It's a process, though. It took me years to go down those steps. But I think, part of this stuff is in January, because the rest of the book relies on these things. This concept of character versus personality ethic with Stephen, and this concept of what you do with your mind is something you need to pay attention to and proactively manage how you use it. If you soak in negativity, that's what you're going to be. If you soak in positivity, that's what you'll be. I think those are critical processes, critical components of getting your day started the right way. So let's see, I realized I probably should talk about this. I don't think I'm going to get away without showing this. So I had surgery on my finger this morning. I'm filming this on Friday afternoon. So Friday morning, the 3rd, I had this, it was skin cancer, basal cell carcinoma is what it's called. It's really nothing to be worried about unless you don't take care of it. This is my 3rd. Probably don't know, but I had the first one here about 10 years ago. I had a much larger one here 6-7 years ago, and now this one. So it's my 3rd time through the rodeo. It's really nothing to be worried about. I just tell you because you see this, and I don't want to act like I'm hiding anything from you. All right, so that closes out our 2 readings for today. Again, it's Saturday, January 4th. And part of my closing out message to you today is, I think maybe some of you think this is about work or trying to be a better person at work. And I would actually try to turn that around and say, I think what this is way more than about being good at work. This is about being good as a person in the world. And, doing these things on Saturday and Sunday and holidays is something you're going to see throughout the year from me, because I actually feel like we should spend more time on this kind of thing on a Saturday morning, a Sunday morning, or a holiday morning. We have time. That's time we should slow down and spend, instead of 5 minutes or 10 minutes, maybe spend 15 or 20 minutes on it. Anyway, I just think Saturday, Sundays, and holidays are not the time to think like you don't want to do this. It's actually the time you should spend more time at it. So I just throw that out there as an idea, and I'll put this out here Saturday morning, and you'll see another one Sunday morning, and hopefully you can spend a little bit more time on your off time than you do trying to cram this in on a weekday. That's it. Hope you had a great day. Talk to you later, everybody. Bye.